I'm Shirley Lee with Entertainment Weekly, and I'm here with Alan Tudyk. Hi, Alan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
So why don't we start with Rogue One, which might be the most highly anticipated film of the year. You're also in a bunch of other projects, but let's start there.
Okay.
You play K2, a droid.
Yes.
Tell me about the casting process for that, because we're actually quite curious.
I was told that the director wanted to talk to me, and I was a robot in iRobot. I was Sonny, the iRobot. That was me, robot.
The titular robot.
Right. So I figured he wanted to talk about being a robot in a motion capture world, and so we had to talk. It took a while, and I didn't think I was at all going to be offered the role. It was just like, hey, look, you don't want to do it like that. Here's what you got to do. I was doing a lot of we're just talking to him. That's how I talk. You'll see.
I'll see.
Yeah, no. So we talked for a long time, and then he asked me to audition. I auditioned, put it on tape in my. There's no tape anymore. Put it, recorded it on a phone, I think, with my wife, reading, and then I got a call to come meet him at the Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim.
There you
We
go.
sat down and talked, and after the talk, he goes, "Do you want to do it?"
And you said no.
I said initially no. I actually said as long as it doesn't go in June. Like, now that I think about it, like, I'm really surprised. I was like, look, I've got some stipulations here. I was making Con Man, my show, and we had just crowdfunded it. We had raised a bunch of money. I was like, I have a responsibility to the people who gave us money to crowdfund this to make it on time. I think they would have been okay with it, but luckily they said we start in July.
Right. Well, then I know that there are other K2s, right, in the film that we're going to see. How is your K2 different from the other droids?
Well, he's not with the Empire. The K2SO droid is an Imperial droid. It's a security droid, and he has been reprogrammed by Diego Luna's character, Cassian, and so he is now fighting for the Alliance. So he's different in that way.
So he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Now tell me, you were Sonny in iRobot a long, long time ago. How does playing this droid in Rogue One compare to the technology then and the experience then?
It's different. A lot of it was different in after we finished the shot. Like, so we would act, all the actors would act, and I'd be there in my body suit thing. And then we would just move on. There wasn't really much to do after that. On iRobot, we would finish, then Will Smith and Bridget Moynihan would have to do the scene without me, acting as if I was there, like talking to air.
Would you be feeding them your lines?
Yeah.
So you're just standing off to the side.
At one point, I was off stage with a camera, doing my lines to a camera, and then they had a monitor on a C-stand so that Will could. It was a little tricky. There were a couple of extra hoops to jump through that we didn't have to do this time.
All right, so we'll move on to Con Man in a second, but one more question about K2.
Yeah.
What are his strengths? You've said that he has no filter when he speaks. Is that right? What are his strengths and his weaknesses?
What are K2's strengths? He's a sommelier.
Great.
A lot of droids don't have that. I think actually C-3PO probably has that ability.
Probably.
But he can just
He's
download
posh.
it. Yeah, that's his thing. But he just has really good knowledge of wines. I don't know. It's tough.
I can't tell if you're BSing me.
Of course. Yeah, I don't. This is a spoiler. You heard it here first. There's no wine in Rogue One. You'd be surprised. You'd think they should have wine here.
Yeah, you know what? They'll make a spin-off called Rogue Wine. I can't wait to see it.
Rogue Wine.
Yeah.
All right. I can see it right now. Actually, online. There could be something where two people are sitting there, maybe on Nerdist or something, doing Rogue One.
Yeah, I like it. Well, speaking of punny titles, let's move on to Con Man.
Hey.
Hey! So, Con Man Season 2 coming this fall.
Yes.
I know, we broke the news that Eliza Dushku is going to be a guest star on it.
Yeah. Right.
So, can you tell me a little bit about how they're going to interact?
Right. So, Eliza Dushku, so Con Man, the punny part of that is that it's Convention Man. So this is Comic-Con, and that's short for convention. So Convention Man is about my character who goes to a lot of these conventions. And he's a struggling actor, and the conventions sort of act as a backdrop for a lot of the show. Eliza Dushku is where my character is trying to get a job. So it's at an audition. He's trying to get out of the sci-fi world. So he's auditioning for something called Dr. Cop Lawyer, and it's a procedural. So he's a doctor, he's a cop,
And a lawyer.
and a lawyer.
Wow.
And he talks like that, and he's haunted. He's absolutely haunted. He gets no sleep because of those 3 jobs. But so he's auditioning for that, and Eliza Dushku is the casting director.
Okay.
And the fun thing about getting to cast Eliza Dushku in that role is that she doesn't get to do a lot of comedy. And I love being able to cast people against type, having people play things that you haven't seen them do before. We have Lou Ferrigno this season playing someone. I mean, he plays himself, but the idea of Lou Ferrigno in this is that he has adapted Of Mice and Men to do at an off-Broadway theater. He is directing it, and he's made it into a musical called I'm With Stupid. And he's very excited about it. And yeah, so he's got, like, you know, sweaters that are tied here and glasses, and he's like, all right, let's set the scene. And, you know, I'm used to seeing, and I think a lot of people see, you know, Lou Ferrigno in these heavy roles. You know, he's big muscles and can take people out. And this one, he's considering, you know, what it means to be an artist.
Yeah.
And not that he doesn't do that, but you just don't see him do that on film.
Yeah, I've never seen an art house Ferrigno, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, next season, Art House Ferrigno.
Art house Ferrigno.
Right after
Con Man : Art house Ferrigno. I like
Con
it.
Man : that's its own show. That's a doctor show.
Oh no,
Right.
Dr. Cop Lawyer, Con Man. It's gotten too much.
Colon.
Yeah.
Rogue Wine. We could launch a channel at this point.
Totally could. And you also have, what, like 30 other projects coming. One of them is Moana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you play a rooster.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about getting into character for a rooster.
I listened to some roosters.
You wake up in the morning, you listen to roosters.
I think I did it midday. I could have done it in the morning. I think it was morning into midday. You know, that was pretty much it. And then, yeah, and then, you know, going through what he's going through. So he only says, "Bakar!" and things of that nature. He's not a rooster that's like, hey, listen to me, like animals can talk in many Disney films. He's not one of those. He just makes rooster sounds. So if you're being chased by a lava monster, it would sound different for if you are drowning. So it'd be like, yeah,
These
like,
are both really morbid. I don't think roosters usually get involved in those situations.
well, this is Disney, and it is an action movie with The Rock.
It is an action movie with The Rock.
Yes.
Speaking of action, you also have Powerless coming, and that's
Yes.
further down the line.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about your character, who you're going to be playing, and...
His name is Del Heller. He is. This is a show for NBC that with Vanessa Hudgens and Danny Pudi. There's a lot of people in it that are really funny, and so I play her boss, and he's not nice. He's very self-involved. It's in a world of superheroes, and this is an office within the superhero world with real people. So they have to deal with, like, possibly Mr. Freeze freezing over the entire city, which screws up traffic.
Yeah, it sucks.
The heater's out. You know, it's like a blizzard. So they have to deal with blizzard conditions, and they're still trying to run a business. So that's sort of that's the premise, and then my character is sort of the villain of the office.
Okay. Well then, very last thing, just to wrap up. Nathan Fillion a little while ago said that one season of Firefly felt like enough. Do you agree? Disagree? Would rather not answer?
No, excuse me. It's made me. It's given me a little, whatever that is, a frog in my throat. So Nathan Fillion said season 1 was enough. Well, it's as much as it was. There was more to that. And since I wasn't there, I don't really remember. I've heard what the more was, and it changed the meaning of it. It was like that obviously, I think the idea behind it was obviously enough because there are so many fans. That it was enough to grab people and to share the world with everybody of Firefly and Joss Whedon's space show. What stinks is that Joss has said he's not making anymore. And there's comic books, which is fun to follow the crew, and they're starting against Serenity. And I don't think this is an exclusive, but I don't think people have cared enough when I've said it in the past. But I think in the future, there will be one. And there's only me. But as long as you have Nathan Fillion's character, the captain, you've got a show. You really do. Like, he could be on a moon somewhere, living in a shack. Somebody comes to the door. It's that old Western idea. They knock on the door. He opens it, and they say, "We need you."
That's it.
And that's it.
That's
You know,
it.
he puts a crew together, and they do a mission, and then they're back in the air. And you know, Fillion can do that when he's 60.
Yeah.
I can't. My character, spoiler alert, is dead.
The oldest spoiler alert in the universe.
Yeah, I know.
But, you know, then on that very sad note, sorry, Wash and everything, we're going to wrap that up. Thank you so much for coming by, Alan, and stick with EW.com for more New York Comic Con updates.